48 hours in with the iPhone XS and XS Max, and here's my early review. At 7.7mm thin, both of these phones are slender, but they still feel quite something in the hand. Especially the Max, because that's going to be a challenge for some people, so definitely check it out in a shop before you pick it up. And of course, both are IP68 water and dust resistant, which means they're even better at surviving a splash. Apple also claims that these smartphones both have stronger glass on the back than any smartphone before them. Of course, it's too early to comment on that now, so you'll have to check back to Tech Radar over the year to find out our experiences with the phones. But in a nutshell, both of these phones feel very well made and premium, but very much like the iPhone X from last year. The screens are 5.8 inches and 6.5 inches respectively, and both use OLED technology, so they look deep, inky and punchy all at the same time. They both support HDR, Dolby Vision and 3D Touch, and at 458 pixels per inch are plenty sharp for what you'll need. So that makes the iPhone XS and XS Max the best iPhones you can buy when it comes to screen. Now onto what's actually on the screen, that's iOS 12. If you've got an iPhone X or seen one in action, you'll feel very familiar here. All the same gestures, swipes and taps are exactly the same place as they were last year. iOS 12 does have some enhancements such as group notifications and screen time, and that's trickling out over the whole iPhone range, but to find out more about that, you'll need to check out our iOS 12 explainer on Tech Radar. The new A12 Bionic processor inside was snappy, responsive, and in the first 48 hours did not slow down one bit. One thing I can say for sure though is that everything from flicking through apps, opening up different bits of content, or just changing the portrait settings in a photo, it just feels that much more zippier than an iPhone from a year ago. And so while of course it's not a must upgrade, you will get a performance enhancement. Right, onto the camera, and yes, on paper things look very similar. Two 12 megapixel sensors, that's the same as the iPhone X. But inside things are different. The pixels themselves are deeper, and there's smart HDR mode too. And in real terms that means this translates to better performance in high contrast situations. So for instance, when you've got a bright hotspot in a dark setting, it's able to pull out detail from those dark areas much more effectively. We've also got optical image stabilization in the mix as well, and that works on both the telephoto lens and the wide angle one, which means video will be really stable, which is perfect for things like vlogging. So far what I'm finding is the iPhone XS feels that little bit too much like the iPhone X. Where I've found some benefit is the iPhone XS Max, where it's got that larger screen and bigger battery, and that brings a tangible boost. Of course, you're absolutely paying a premium for this phone, and that's probably the worst thing about it, the fact you have to pay such a high cost. But if you do want just the best iPhone out there, the Max really is the one. So that's been my 48-hour review of the iPhone XS and XS Max, so keep it locked to techradar.com to find out exactly what we think about these phones as we update these reviews going forward.